Hey guys! So you've probably stumbled across this video because 1, you're a viewer of mine, or 2, because you want to know whether it's worth to join a YouTube network. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and I want to be clear that I don't want to come across as judgmental or biased or anything like that. I really want to explain everything clearly to you guys because I think there's a lot of people who want to become YouTubers, a lot of people who want to create videos and make money from them, but they don't know a whole lot about them. So if you want to where YouTubers make money for the videos that they put onto YouTube. So those little ads that pop up next to a video or before a video or on top of a video, there may be one next to mine right now, that is how YouTubers make money, and that's because of an AdSense share. So Google, which owns YouTube, has a revenue share program where people pay money to put their ads onto YouTube. And what YouTube offers is a share of that earning from ads with the content creators themselves. And this is called AdSense earnings. AdSense essentially is just the way that people make money on YouTube, and that's what it's called. So the way that AdSense earnings work is YouTube will automatically get 45% of the earnings from the ad, and then the creator will get 55%. So that's the revenue split. So YouTube gets 45% and the creator will get 55%, and that's the automatic earnings of what you will get on a YouTube video. So that's pretty much the revenue split on how you make money from YouTube. And like I said, the ads that play before and next to video is what pays you the money. Now, back in the day, you had to become a YouTube partner to have this monetization, and the quickest way to become a YouTube partner was to join a YouTube network. Now I'll explain that a little bit later, but that was how it was in the old days. Nowadays, anyone can be a YouTube partner. Anyone can monetize their videos. So by monetizing your video, you are claiming that there is no copyright, the content is your own, and it's free to have ads played next to it. So that's what monetization means. It means that all of the content is your own and it is available to be monetized. And then at the end of every month, the YouTuber will get paid. It's typically a direct deposit now. They used to do checks, but now it's direct deposit into their account, and that is how we are paid. So we get the revenue from the ads paid, we get 55% of those earnings, and that is ours. That's how we get paid. Now, to go back to the word I discussed before, which was YouTube networks. Now, YouTube networks are companies that will manage or direct, or for lack of a better word, run your YouTube channel. And these people will sign you in with a contract, and this contract typically lasts for at least a year. Most people, it will last about 2 years. Now, this contract is a legal binding contract. It's like your phone plans that you sign up with for Telstra. It's like any contract that you enter in real life. It is a real legal binding contract, and you must abide to the terms that are in that contract. Now, part of their contract, they do take a share of your earnings. So like I said earlier, you get 55% of YouTube's ad revenue. So 55% of that is yours. When you sign up to a YouTube network, that 55% is then split even further with you and the YouTube network that you sign to. So for example, a lot of YouTube networks will ask for a 60-40% share. So you'll get 60% and they'll get 40%. But what a lot of people don't realize is that that's 60% of the 55% from YouTube. So to put it into scale for you, let's just pretend that that 55% from YouTube is $100. Now that $100 is then split even further when you are signed to a YouTube network. Now if you're signed to 60-40%, like I said earlier, that earning then becomes $60, and that's your final figure of what you will get paid at the end of the month. So that's something that a lot of people don't realize. That split that the YouTube network is asking for is actually a split of your revenue that you got originally from YouTube. So considering you're giving them such a large pay cut, are they really worth the money and the investment? Now currently there's over 100 YouTube networks. I'd even go as far to say as there's over 1,000. If you have a look on socialblade.com, they'll actually list all of the YouTube networks that are currently running. Amongst some of the top ones, there's Maker, there's Fullscreen, there's Stylehall, there's Machinima, there's a few other ones, but those are amongst the top ranking ones. And the reason why these guys are particularly top ranking is not because they are really good or because they have some of the big YouTubers signed. A lot of time they are up the top of those rankings because they have a lot of YouTubers signed, a lot of smaller ones. And when I'm saying a lot of people, I don't mean just 100 people, I mean thousands to hundreds of thousands of people signed to this network. Now a lot of the time YouTube networks will promise you a lot of things. They'll promise to manage your career, they'll promise to give you promotion and get you campaigns with large companies and just get you more money overall. So with all of these people signed to these particular networks, it's their job to actually manage you and help you and kind of guide you along the way. Now I guess the biggest question with that, and I guess my biggest question, is how do they effectively manage these thousands of people that are signed up to them? And I guess to get to the bottom line, they don't really successfully do it. but I'll explain that a little bit later. So with that said, you're probably thinking, why would anyone sign to a YouTube network in the first place? So the thing is, YouTube networks are persistent and they know how to word things. You know, it's pretty much a surprising day if I don't receive an email from a YouTube network asking me to join them. That's how persistent they are. I get one every single day, and I'm sure other people get multiple ones a day. And when YouTube networks contact you, they'll typically promise you a number of things, whether it's a higher RPM, which is the revenue per 1,000 views that you receive. They may promise you better music and better editing software and everything for your videos. They may promise you ongoing campaigns with large companies such as Apple or Maybelline or whatever. They can even promise you personal things like their own app and their own promotional things, and for whatever reason they make all of these promises. But for the most part, they will always promise you that you will earn more. They will always promise that point. Now, I have been signed to a YouTube network in the past. Now, I'm not going to dog their name. I'm not going to say how bad of a network they were because I was the one that chose to sign to them. I picked them out. So I'm not going to dog my previous network. And in case you're wondering, I'm not currently signed to a network now. But when I was signed to a network, I was earning an average figure each month. It was around the same each month. However, now that I have left my network, I'm now earning 50% more than that. And that's because I am just signed to YouTube now. I'm just signed to AdSense, no other third parties involved. And that's the important part I want to come across. YouTube networks are third parties. They are not actually necessary. You don't really need them. It's more so that they talk you into thinking these things that you need them for. So that fact alone, that I'm earning 50% more earnings, and I'm not even getting any more views. I'm still getting the same amount of views. I have pretty much the same amount of subscribers, but I'm earning 50% more. So that fact alone should ring pretty strong alarm bells for you in terms of signing to a YouTube network. Obviously not everyone is about numbers, but that's pretty damn significant. Now, along with the many promises that they'll give you, a lot of the time they'll also promise that they'll give you awesome campaigns with big brands and companies, and they will increase the amount of promotional work that you'll do, so you'll earn money each month because you're doing more promotional work. But to be completely honest with you, and just with my personal experience, I find that I find more campaigns myself and I make more money from those campaigns myself. So typically the way a YouTube network will operate for these campaigns is they will go to a particular brand. So we'll say Coca-Cola, for example, and they'll pick 10 of their most relevant and best YouTubers to do that campaign. And what they'll do is they'll contact Coca-Cola and say, hey, we've got 10 of these YouTubers, they are awesome. If you pay us this much, they will do this and this and this for you. And a lot of companies do say yes to this because it's a lot of advertising and a lot of saturation onto the market. So a lot of people see their things and make them want to buy it. So that's why a lot of brands will collaborate with YouTube networks. But the way this works is, for example, if the company gives the YouTube network $1,000, then each person gets $100. Now that should be the way that it works, but the YouTube network will also take a cut of those earnings as part of their revenue, or as part of their fee, I guess you could put it. And a lot of the time this particular fee is higher than the AdSense one. It's something like 60%, I think mine was. So they get 60% of that campaign earning. Now that's significantly a lot of money. That's a lot of money that they take for something that they got for you. But like I said, I'm getting a lot more work now that I do not have a third party involved. So a lot of the time brands will contact me directly and we will directly contact each other and go from there. So that way I'm not paying someone to communicate in between for me, because I can do it myself, and so can you guys. And that's what I'm encouraging you. You do not need a third party to make money on YouTube, and you sure as hell don't need people to do it for you, because you definitely can do it yourself. So without being biased or judgmental, do I think that people need to sign to a YouTube network to be successful? Absolutely not. That's me being unbiased. I'm not dogging my past YouTube network. I'm also not dogging any other one out there. I'm just saying you do not need it to be successful. You do not need it to make money. And in fact, when you look back on all of the points that I've discussed, there are actually a lot more negatives than there are positives to signing a YouTube network. So keep that in mind when you are offered them, because I know a lot of people will get it offered to them. They get really excited. They think they're going to be really successful and make a lot of money, and the result is very average and abysmal, and you really can do a lot better on your own. So just remember, when you are considering signing to a YouTube network, remember that it is a law-binding agreement. It is a contract you are stuck in. So if you sign to one and you decide, hey, I don't like it after a couple of months, too bad, you're signed to them. Also bear in mind the money that you are essentially going to be spending. you are essentially paying them to do all of these things. And although you are not physically paying them, they are taking a cut of your money. So do realize that you are giving them money. It's not a free service. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. They're doing it to make money off you, and that's the most important thing. They're a third party that makes money off doing this for a living, and it's something you can do on your own. So hopefully that clears everything up. Like I said, I don't want to pass judgment to any particular network. I don't want to pass judgment to YouTubers who are signed to networks. You can do whatever you want. I just want to make it clear on the hard, solid facts. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you have any further questions, please ask them in the comments down below. I'm sure there's something I've forgotten, but anyways. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.